Good evening, meteorologist Chase Menendez here. We are seeing some severe thunderstorm warnings taking place earlier today. Those are all but expired for our viewing area, but we do have a couple off to our east, dropping some tornadoes, giving a little bit of excitement to the Lubbock area, parts of the middle of Texas. We're still under the severe watch, though, for parts of our viewing area here. Big Lake, we're seeing Glasscock County under that, Mitchell County, Reagan County, Sterling County, still under that severe weather watch. Now, that means that we could be seeing some severe thunderstorms popping up later on tonight. Right now, we're not under any warnings, but we do have a couple of storms to look at right now. This one here off to the east, getting ready to move past into Glasscock County, getting ready to move past Midland. Still looking pretty serious. We've got a large core right here down to the south. That's dropping tons of rain. It's got a little bit of hail associated with it as well. 1.3 inches, almost an inch and a half in diameter for the hail there. That indicates a lot of energy. We're seeing that storm with lots and lots of energy, keeping the hail up in the sky, keeping that growing, dropping tons of rain as well. High winds associated with that. Not so much on the lightning front, but we are still seeing the chance for that hail. Now, off to our north and east, getting ready to make its way just past Odessa, we're seeing another pretty severe storm with a hail core over an inch in diameter. So that's indicating lots of energy as well. With the large hail like that, we're seeing lots of rain. Boy, is that a big storm. Lots and lots of rain being dumped all over the place to the north and west of Odessa. It could potentially move to the east. It could potentially make its way into Midland, into Odessa. Hasn't quite reached a lot of these bigger streets yet. Making its way across Kermit Highway, though. We're seeing tons and tons of rain associated with that. High winds and, of course, that hail core as well. So it's technically a mesocyclone, but really the tornado impact is 2.7. Starting to rank on that tornado scale. I don't foresee any tornadoes in the future, but boy, is that storm booking 41 miles per hour, moving to the northeast very, very fast, indicating lots and lots of energy, very high wind speeds as well. So we'll keep you posted on that, and by the time it gets up to the northeast, it's going to get into North Cowden by 5:52. Now, we're not seeing this storm warned right now by the Storm Prediction Center or the National Weather Service, but we are seeing it begin to intensify, definitely picking up steam, making its way up to the northeast at a very, very quick pace. But we're also seeing a couple of storms making their presence known here south of Kermit, beginning to intensify. What we've seen for the past couple of hours is a storm pop up and intensify very, very rapidly. So that is possibly the case right here. Monaghan's seeing a little bit of that storm activity earlier. That's the one that's transitioning to the north and east, moving very fast. We've also got a storm down to the southwest in Pecos, starting to build up, starting to intensify. You can see a little bit of lightning strike down here. These little white flashes are lightning strikes, and that indicates a lot of energy as well. So with this storm in particular, we could be seeing lightning damage in addition to hail possibly in the future, but no hail core right now. The biggest storm already is out of the way, but we're seeing this one make its way close to Odessa, Midland. This storm right here is the one that we're watching with a keen eye. It hasn't been warned yet, but there's nothing saying that it won't be warned in the near future. We're not seeing any rotation, so even though the storm potential is rating on the scale, we're not seeing anything in the way indicating that there are any tornadoes touching down or even funnel clouds making their way through right now either. Now, that storm in Goldsmith is starting to intensify, but the one off to the east, making its way into Glasscock County, already has intensified. That one a little bit stronger. The hail core a little bit larger. The winds much higher. We're seeing those gusting over 50 miles per hour out here. And boy, is a good line of storms as well, dumping tons of rain. We've seen in just the past couple of hours over an inch of rain making its way through. 1.4 inches. That's a lot. In an hour or 2 hours. There's a lot of rain, so flooding is definitely a concern along with the hail and the high winds and even the lightning strikes. So definitely be cautious. If you're out driving, I say wrap up the driving trips. Don't go on any joy rides today because, well, we do have that potential for flooding. It could lead to some dangerous conditions. If you see a puddle, go around it. That's the best choice of action. But if you do have to go through the puddle, proceed with caution. Go very slowly because you can't actually tell how deep the puddle is until you're in it, and so by that point it could be too late. So definitely take the precautions there. Also, if you have a garage, park your car in the garage. With the hailstones that we're seeing all across the area, that's some pretty significant hail chances. We could be seeing some larger hail, could be breaking windows, denting cars, and what have you. We've seen hail already all over to the eastern portions. McCamey in Crane County seeing 1.3-inch hail hit the ground. St. Louis and Reagan County seeing 1-inch hail hit the ground earlier today around before, but that's nothing compared to the action we're seeing just outside of our viewing area, making its way into Wichita Falls. This tornado happening in Doherty in Floyd County. That's just one of many. We had another tornado in Spur in Dickens County, and we've had even more tornadoes off to the south. We've had funnel clouds outside of our viewing area right around Abilene. We've seen hail right around Abilene as well. So if you have any family, any friends out there just out to the east where all these storms are happening, give them a call, because boy, is this a messy looking line of storms. Lots and lots of lightning, lots of hail, and even a couple of tornadoes already. Now, we're not out of the woods yet. This particular disturbance is being caused by a dry line wiggling around, but we're actually going to see a cold front make its way through from the west later on tonight in the early morning hours of Wednesday. I say about 10 p.m. is when we could expect the second wave to make its way through. We're still under the severe risk category according to the Storm Prediction Center. Right now, some of us under the marginal risk, and even a marginal risk ranks on the scale for severe weather. So what we're seeing, even outlined in green, could potentially become very, very active. And after looking at the radar, we can see that overlay really just kind of missing the mark a little bit. Some of the rain chances, some of those rainstorms beginning to intensify off to the west of even that lightest risk category. Right now, this storm making its way close to Odessa, getting out of Goldsmith. We're seeing a hail core with that, not a big hail core, but we are seeing a hail core associated with that, indicating lots of uplift, lots of energy. 1-inch hail is about the size of a golf ball. So if you think about that flying out of the sky, that could do some damage. It could break windows, it could dent your car. Please definitely take the precautions there. Also, we're seeing lots of rain associated with this. Even these dark patches of green indicating lots and lots of rain as well. So flooding is a real concern. If you know of any roads that are going to be that are quick to flood, stay away from those. Definitely use the precautions there. Go slowly. Now, this is a look at how quickly these storms progress. You can see them just popping up one after another and then intensifying very, very quickly. We're seeing lots of those beginning to take place. Now, once we get into the evening hours, I say 7, 8 p.m., we're going to start to see pretty much the entire basin covered in the green, that rain activity that we're seeing there. And, well, it's going to be pretty rainy for the rest of the evening tonight. And after we get through that, we're going to see that other wave of storms begin to intensify thanks to the cold front. So by 8 p.m., this model right here has been pretty accurate so far. This model right here is showing another line of storms beginning to make its way into Ector, Midland County, Glasscock County, off to the south, parts of the Trans-Pecos, east of Fort Stockton. We're even seeing some storms make their way as far south as Dryden, Del Rio, and that's going to make its way off to the east, again, hit places like Abilene, San Angelo, once again later on tonight. Now, that's because there's actually a low pressure that's going to be shifting off to the east, and once that makes its way out, we're going to see another wave of potentially some rain chances make its way through tomorrow. But the good news is a lot of that energy will have been used up already for today, so looking at sprinkles most likely for tomorrow. And here's a look right now at the Doppler radar. We're not seeing any severe warned counties right now in our viewing area, but we are seeing, you know, the potential for anything to intensify, and we will definitely keep you posted as we do so on Facebook at Local 2 News-KMID, or check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/ChaseMeteo, or look up Chief Meteorologist John Mayer. We'll all keep you posted as best we can, and stay tuned for more. We'll have the latest updates on what you can expect later on coming up. Meteorologist Chase Menendez.